Picking up the pieces of a broken heart, 'cause I was chosen. Stitch it back together, better late than never, steady motion. Can't control my fate, but I control all these emotions. I'm not broken, I'm not broken. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. Gravity can take his arms around my legs and try to pull me. I'll still levitate. The greatest gift I got is being is holy. One thing I learned, the pain hurts but don't control me. I'm not broken, I'm not broken. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. I'm still on my feet, stand tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game.
Two's company, we're limited. In the end, we lay in the end. I seen the end before the beginning, but I began anyway. I began, 'cause all it took was a love, and for you to say compromising me now. It's compromising me now. 'Cause I want everything now. Because I want everything now. But hey, yeah, the quieting down is compulsory now.
Good, no, good afternoon. I keep saying good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. My 8 viewers who see me, thank you very much. My 10 viewers who see me, thank you very much for joining me. We're going to be getting into high dive soon. Just responding to a few messages. Tried commit suicide. Attention. Okay. We're ready. We're ready. Let me load into Snowbreak. This is the game. This is the game. Statch. Here we go. Waifu shooters. Let's do this. Oh wait, and I gotta go into my multi-stream. I keep forgetting whenever I use the multi-stream platform, it always the chat always defaults to Twitch. So if I don't immediately switch to the multi-stream, any comments that I get from other platforms X are automatically not shown. Very unfortunate. All right. We got this now. We're on Snowbreak.
No alarms tripped. Infiltration success. Adjutant, surprised. Incredible.
Oops. I didn't even see that. Damn it. Let's click on her again. I want to see what she does.
I spy with my eyes. The most precious secret in the adjutant's room is the adjutant himself.
I just realized there's a zipper right there, and it doesn't look like she's wearing anything under that. I approve the design, but like, this is definitely something you would wear in the bedroom. Alright, but we are going to the main story again. And we're doing Legacy Sands of Secrets. We're only 20% into this one, unfortunately, because I got distracted. Oh, so you guys like my cup? This is actually one of my favorite mugs. I don't use it very often. Like one of my favorite coffee cups. Deadpool. Hello? Hello? Testing. Is this... You know what? Yes. We actually already saw this. I remember now. We already saw part of this. But because my stream disconnected, I didn't get to see the whole thing. So I'm gonna fast forward to wherever it was that I left off. Sniff, sniff. She's sniffing something. Something on her face. I remember this part. I think this was it. The words slipped out. Raw and... No, this is not it. No, I was just curious. Yes. Right? Also, welcome, Tin Can. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully this stream does not cut out on me like the other ones did. Gosh, I did. I think I had to try to stream again like 4 times before just saying, you know what, screw it. We're not doing this again. So, but I gave this thing a good reset, and I'm hoping that will solve the issue. Sometimes that's what it is. So where... Do you remember where we left off? I don't remember where we left off. Anywhere I won't get us... It might be here. Yep, here we are. This was it. I don't remember this, so this has to be it. Oh, but she looks really cute like this. She's got a flesh snaggletooth! Look at that! Fleshy snaggletooth! Bro! I don't know why, but like the flesh snaggletooth teeth are like super freaking adorable. Suddenly, Fritia's voice came not from behind us, but from above. How did she get above us? Looking up, I saw her perched atop a large rock, standing on tiptoe with binoculars in hand, peering into the distance. See anything interesting up there? Asked Yao. I'm wondering, I know you can read the name here, but I'm wondering if I should actually say who's talking. Don't ask me. Ask yourselves. Asked Fritia. Or said Fritia. It's not an ask. That's not a question. That's a statement. She waved vigorously at us with one arm, then tapped her forehead with a finger. We're inside Boo Boo's mind. Pay attention. She'll keep sharing everything she found, just like earlier, said Fritia. She said. Following Fritia's guidance, Yao and I focused, turning into the spindle system to uncover more of the data the field agent had left behind. It wasn't long before Boo Boo's voice returned, as if her consciousness had fused with my own. Oh man, and people in my Discord are talking about Ishuzoku reviewers. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That was a great series. I'm so sad that Funimation at some point refused to broadcast it. Like it was absolutely so like. If any of you don't know, Ishuzoku reviewers was basically about these dudes who sleep with prostitutes and then write articles describing the experience. And Funimation got all over that and bought the licensing rights. And like, no, we can't do this because there's sex in it. I'm like, well, yeah, did you not read what the fucking series is about? Like, bro. Like, how do you look at a series about dudes writing articles on having sex with prostitutes and not immediately realize what that story is gonna have? Wild. Absolutely blew my mind. Alright, Boo Boo. Here's Boo Boo. During my first 5 surveys, Beijing has always struck me as peculiar. It looks deserted at first glance, but on closer inspection... I mean, I'm fairly... Kagineka, welcome. I'm fairly certain they, know what it's about because they literally wrote the description for the series in their website. So they knew they had to have known what it was about. You know, it's not like you don't just buy a license that you have no idea what it's even gonna contain. So they had to have known. They just chickened out. Yep, Funimation did that. They also I remember a long time ago they would cut content for certain anime. And during like the Blu-ray release, they'd be like, Blu-ray release uncensored, and it wasn't actually uncensored. They had actually censored it, but you wouldn't know because they had certain parts uncensored, and then certain parts that were in there they'd cut it out entirely as if to pretend that it didn't exist, and so what you were actually getting was the uncensored version, when you weren't. Like half censored. Alright, but on closer inspection, you'll find traces of humanity activity everywhere. The remnants of infrastructure suggest there used to be a settlement here, large enough to house thousands of people. Thousands of people, yeah. What's odd is that, according to all available data, this area hasn't seen war for a very long time. nor has there been any recorded Titagen erosion. So what exactly caused all of this devastation? And where are the people who used to live here? This time, the great Geomancer Boo Boo will get to the bottom of it for the adjutant. She's so dedicated to the adjutant, but I don't know her. Deserted lands, settlement. Wait, something's blocking my view this way, said Freetia. I'm sure you already know who's talking anyways, but whatever. You know, I just noticed they got that little line going down the middle of her stomach. I see that in art all the time. And this way too. Aha. Found it. That patch over there. It looks rebuilt. Definitely modern architecture. I wonder, Tin Can, Kagineko, can any of you figure out, like, what sort of accent Freetia has? I'm curious. Adjutant, I've discovered a clue. Whoops. Whoa. Freetia, be careful. I'm fine. Steady as a rock. I'm assuming I caught her. Freetia set down the binoculars, bracing her knees, her body trembling slightly. Down below, Yao had already climbed halfway up the rock pillar, scanning the distance attentively. That girl mentioned a settlement. Did you see anything? Oh, maybe I didn't catch her. I'll tell you when I get down. Adjutant? Oh. So most of the original English VAs were British. You know what though, that jives. I feel like having British VAs, probably cheaper. Not gonna lie. Probably cheaper. As she suddenly called out to me, I instinctively opened my arms and lowered my center of gravity, ready to catch her. But then she did something completely unexpected. And I honestly assumed that Freetia also had a British accent, so I'm glad that you think the same. Watch me. Here I come. With a short run-up and a push off the pillar's edge, she launched herself into the air. Her body arced gracefully, twisting mid-air to regain balance. As her feet touched the ground, she crouched low, her palms hitting the dirt to absorb the impact. Using the momentum, she propelled herself toward me, so she's gonna smack into the adjutant. In a split second, she was standing before me with a triumphant grin, one hand on her hip and her chin tilted up proudly. She didn't seem out of breath or flushed in the least. Oh, so she didn't... I thought she was going to use that as a chance to tackle hug the adjutant. I'm a little disappointed I'm getting this wrong so much. How's that? With this new exosuit, even Professor Freetia is as tough as iron. Good job. Oh, let's pick her up. Freetia was still brimming with excitement from syncing perfectly with her new exosuit and experiencing the improved physical abilities it provided. Her enthusiasm was infectious. I couldn't help myself. I reached under her arms and gently lifted her into the air. Oh, look at you. So strong and aerodynamic. Very turbo. You bet. I can outrun the wind now. I'd like to see that. Honestly, that shouldn't be too hard depending on how fast the wind is going. Hold up, Freetia. There's still something I don't get. That girl, Boo Boo. Is she really unconscious now, or... Huh? What do you mean? Well, I personally picked her up from Holmes' border office, so I'm absolutely sure she's in a coma. Everything she has said since we entered the Spindle system seems to be about past investigations she conducted in this area, which makes sense. But there's one thing that seems off. It feels like I can actually talk to her in real time. Here, let me show you. Hey, Boo Boo. Can you hear me? Ah, is this Miss Yao from Heimdall? Hello, this is Boo Boo, and yes, I can hear you clearly. What the motherfucker? What? Wait, is her consciousness in the Spindle system? As Yao spoke, Boo Boo's crisp, cheerful voice resonated in all our minds at once. Clear and unmistakable. What is going on here? So maybe the reason she's in a coma is because her consciousness is stuck inside the Spindle system. Could you do me a favor and tell me the date and time? Sure. Right now, it's Agent Boo Boo's 6th official field survey of Beijing. 1317 on XXXX 26X. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Did she just give us a timestamp from 6 months ago? Exactly, which is why I find it so strange. Professor Fritia, do you know what is going on here? Even Professor Fritia is stumped. It's supposed to be impossible for something like this to occur. No worries. You know this system better than Yao and I do. Just tell me the most unreasonable possibility and I'll try to think it through. Normally, only those currently using the system can communicate with each other. And right now, you control the access permissions, Adjutant. But Boo Boo... She clearly what? Can field agents access the system when uploading data? Is there any chance that Boo Boo's consciousness could still be trapped inside the system? No. Saving and uploading data doesn't require accessing the system. Not to mention, ordinary people can't handle the neurological and physical strain that comes with the Spindle system. So wait, is Boo Boo just like a normal person? Is she not a manifestation? My best guess is that the data recovered from Boo Boo's survival pod is partially corrupted, causing an access error during data retrieval. Is there a chance it's been tampered with externally? Not yet, but she's a playable character. Damn, okay. I'll be honest, I thought Mia was the first non-manifestation that became playable. That's a little surprising. Highly unlikely. So it's in the works. Most of the Spindle system's development was handled solely by Director Tao. Even I only contributed to a few key modules. It's been maintained under the strictest confidentiality. Even if outsiders, or our enemies, attacked our field agents, they couldn't possibly know the Spindle system exists. Bum, 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 bum. By the way, did you guys know I can make my boobs dance? You can't hack a system if you don't even know it exists. Okay? Guess we'll have to set these questions aside for now and press on. By the way, Fritia, this is just my guess, but the best way to fully access all of Boo Boo's findings is to retrace her original route, right? That's correct. It's the most efficient approach, though it's not foolproof. Field agents each have their own focus during investigations. Following her path allows us to confirm much of what we know, but if we want more, we'll need to fill in the blanks. looking for what she might have missed. Exactly. Let's start with the settlement she mentioned and see what we can find out there. And so, the three of us followed Boo Boo's trail deeper into the uncharted expanse of Beijing. We navigated through yet another stretch of jagged, rocky desert. We bypassed what looked like a weathered, wind-eroded ridge, or perhaps a wall blasted apart by explosives. By now, it felt like we had been walking for 2 hours. The horizon even began to show faint hints of greenery and the shimmer of water. Still, the so-called settlement was nowhere in sight, not even as we entered a strange forest of towering, mushroom-shaped stone pillars. Wait, let's stop for a moment. I think Yao just wants to sleep. Perhaps it was the spindle system's effect. Our senses were amplified to their absolute limits. Even though we were only walking, it felt like we were burning through stamina at an exponential rate. Boo Boo? Boo Boo? Yao called out again, but there was no response. Yao? What's wrong? Don't these field agents use maps on their missions? Wandering like this isn't going to cut it. I need a map. If the field agent has uploaded high-precision map data into the system, we can access it as users. All you have to do is think about the map, and it should appear. Before she could finish, a holographic 3D map with a fully rendered terrain model projected itself into the air before us. Yao, who had looked worn and weary just moments ago, perked up immediately. She bent over to examine the map intently. Something's off. Uh-oh, something's off. This doesn't sound good. Are we lost? She murmured under her breath, adjusting the angle of the 3D map with her fingertips. Professor Fritia, this spot here. This is where you climbed up onto the rock earlier, right? She pointed at a solitary high point on the map and turned to Fritia for confirmation. There's the huge rock slab to the east and the gas pipeline to the south. Yep, that's the spot. And right now we're here. After all this time, how come it looks like we've hardly moved on the map? Well, if you just look at the straight line distance, sure, it seems short, but that's not quite the full picture. Look. Fritia adjusted the map again, spinning it to demonstrate as she continued explaining. We would have covered this distance much faster if we had taken a straight path. But to stick to the route Boo Boo recorded, we've actually had to take quite a detour to get here. It all makes sense now. Yeah, it does make sense when you look at it that way. So basically, we're just taking the roundabout approach. Are you two playing some kind of word game? What do you mean it all makes sense? I'm surprised she hasn't gotten it. According to what you just said, we actually walked in a wide arc, but Fritia, didn't you notice anything strange about the path we took? What do you mean? Every spot around here looks practically the same. Even though there are obvious signs of human activity in some places, it's really hard to tell which way is which in this desert. I found Yao's alert demeanor just as charming as her usual laziness. Holding back the urge to jump in, I let her continue. Man, he is smitten. Adjutant is smitten. It's normal for nature to occasionally form confusing environments. Back in the days of scientific expeditions, explorers often got completely lost in the wild. But usually, once humans leave their mark, intentionally or not, the environment becomes more readable. Roadworks, landmarks, renovations. All these things help make locations easier to distinguish. But here, while this place has clearly been shaped by human activity, we're still completely lost. That's the crux of it. That can only mean one thing. This place only looks natural. In reality, it's a massive maze, carefully designed by some mastermind with an ulterior motive. Well, damn. You know, that background looks so familiar to me, even though this is my first time seeing it. She couldn't have been more correct. On the surface, this area seemed like a natural landscape, but there was something strangely artificial about it. Feng Shui, geomancy, landscape matrices. I've only ever read about those things in old magazines. I didn't think I'd ever actually see them in use. So this area is like quite possibly one giant Feng Shui maze. That's impressive. Huh? It's really not that big of a deal. No, seriously. What you just said lines up perfectly with what I saw from up there. Look at this. See that opening? It looks like it was formed by wind erosion, right? But now it's blocked by rubble. Earlier, I thought the rubble seemed strange. It doesn't look like it was shattered by explosives, but it's not entirely natural either. And over here, this stone forest. Even the angles of the broken pieces are eerily similar. That's way too convenient to be a natural wonder. Yum. But I only started noticing those details after climbing up there and getting a better look. So how did you figure it out? Was it just intuition? Yao is a pretty smart cookie, honestly. Like, Fritia might be a genius, but I think her genius runs more along, like, book smarts. Whereas Yao is very intuitive. Intuition. Let's call it that. Yao tilted her head and flashed a wry smile toward Fritia. Then she stretched out lazily, scanning the area around us. On the battlefield, maps are made by people on the front line, with their boots in the dirt. If you got out and explored more, you'd pick it up too. So, okay, so maybe it's experience. That said, these skills come from first-hand experience in facing danger. Honestly, I wouldn't want anyone else to go through that. It's not worth the hassle. That's a very Yao thing to say. It's not worth the hassle. You know who she kind of reminds me of, like, Shikamaru from Naruto. Lazy to a fault, just wants to sleep, but is actually pretty sharp. Hassle? What kind of hassle? Gee, where do I start? Back before Heimdall, I was just a soldier. But somehow, because I picked up a few skills that aren't easy for the average Joe to learn, people started thinking that I must have been in a gang as a kid. What the fuck? Could you imagine Yao as a gang member? Yakuza Yao. Ridiculous. Real skills are forged on the battlefield, not in back alleys. Anyway, enough about that. Adjutant? You seem distracted. What's on your mind? It's been a while since we last heard Boo Boo's voice, but it seems like we're still following her original investigation path without deviation. That probably leaves us with only one explanation, Adjutant. Alright, I have to go to the bathroom really quick, so I will be right back, you guys. I am so sorry. I'll let you watch my cat while I go to the restroom. Give me a sec. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. Full screen. All right, yes, cat stream. You were just in time for the cat, Cal. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I'm finally back. Sorry about that, you guys. I mean, I'm sure you enjoyed the cat more than listening to me, but still, I apologize. I really did have to go to the restroom. Like, I think it's because I had like 3 cups of coffee, but finish that off. I think it's because I had 3 cups of coffee, but man, that just goes right through you when you have coffee. So where were we? Alright, which is... The Spindle system doesn't just record field agents' observations, it also logs any combat encounters. However, combat data is stored in a separate module. Maybe we should disconnect for now and check the data Boo Boo brought back to see if there's a combat-specific module we can access. Sounds like a hassle, doesn't it? Why would they make the system segregate combat data? I agree with Yao. That sounds like a pain in my ass. Do you remember the first question you asked when we logged in? Huh? You mean the one about sunscreen? What does that have to do with... Or what does that have... Wait, are you saying? Exactly. While it feels like we're reliving the agent's memories in a dreamlike simulation, the system replicates everything with near-perfect realism. Even fake sunlight feels like it's burning our skin. Now imagine the system simulating what it's like to get shot. What would that do to us? Ooh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. Field agents often get injured, or worse. That's why we can't let users experience the same risks. So what's the plan, Adjutant? Do we disconnect for now? You two disconnect. Find that combat module and load it. I'm staying connected. I want to see what it's like without cutting the link. Are you joking? Oh, Yao doesn't sound pleased by that. No way, Adjutant. That's way too dangerous. Oh boy, they both don't like that idea. They both hate the idea, damn. It's okay, just do as I say. Not do as I say, not as I do. Adjutant. No matter how dangerous this is, it can't be worse than that time in Valhalla inside the tree, right? Along the way, I've felt like I've missed something important, and I'd like to see just how far this system can go in syncing an agent's experiences with the user. Go ahead, load the combat module. Man, Adjutant's taking risks like usual. First he re-zeroed himself, and now he's like, go ahead and load a combat module that may cause me immeasurable amounts of psychological pain. Unable to dissuade me, the 2 operatives silently followed my orders. Once they disappeared from my sight, I let my body and mind completely relax, lying flat on the ground. Sorry, Alexa just started talking randomly. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? The sky stretched endlessly above me. The sand beneath radiated heat, and the wind brushing my face carried a sharp dryness, gritty with fine particles of dust. Everything felt unnervingly real. Despite being in a virtual realm, my thoughts were clearer than ever. Tao had been right. Rosen had no interest in direct confrontation with Yggdrasil. She knew me too well, almost as well as she knew herself. Wherever my curiosity led, she would surely lay traps, waiting for me to take the bait. Without the spindle system, would Beijing, the city in reality, be just another trap waiting for me to stumble into? Rosen's definitely a dangerous opponent. Field Agent Boo Boo reporting in. Spotted a small number of locals scattered around Beijing. Ow! That hurts! It's confirmed now. In the outer desert areas, groups of armed personnel from the Taigu Connect Beijing Division are actively hunting down these locals, but their motives remain unclear. Those scoundrels! How dare they wound the Geomancer? Just you wait. I'll bash your heads in soon. I'll bash your heads in soon enough. Wow, she's violent. I didn't realize she was the sort to get that angry. Wait, that didn't get recorded, did it? Whatever. No time to worry about that now. Adjutant, if this data has reached you, please be careful. If my guess is correct, this entire desert is a meticulously designed maze. Whoever created it must be up to something big. And with armed militants and locals crawling all over the place, they're not the kind you can take lightly. Now, it's time to pay them a visit and let my bullets do some questioning. You can't question someone with bullets. Is Boo Boo like actually kind of violent, you guys? Cal, Tin Can, Kagineko. Is she more like Katya than I thought? Because she seems excessively violent right now. Bum, 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 bum. Dual snipers. So who can we add in here? No one, it's just her. So we're gonna do Benny, Pureheart, and Mia. There's no real need for them. I'm fairly certain we can do this entire thing with just Fritia, but always good to be safe. Oh, cutscene! Not gonna lie, that was not a good looking shot. So we sniping? Can I zoom in? No, I cannot zoom in. Oh. I thought I had to shoot him, but nope. Alright, not good. What a mess. At this rate, everyone's going to get in trouble. Verified villager. Huh? Outsiders? Where did you come from? No. I have to leave. I can't let anyone see that I've been with outsiders. Oh man, they're like very isolationist. I hope the rest of them are smart enough to keep their mouths shut.
Is anybody hurt?
So we don't shoot him. Okay. Interesting.
Your defeat is statistically inevitable. Stay where you are!
Oh! I was wondering what was going on, so they're up there.
Your defeat was statistically inevitable.
Statistically inevitable. What about this guy? What does he got to say? It's going to punish us. It definitely will. What? What's gonna punish them? We gave what should have been We gave what should have been offered to it. To someone else. We deserve this. This is all retribution. Retribution. So, they had something, but they gave it to someone else. And they were supposed to give it to whatever this thing was. I'm guessing it's a Titan, maybe? Titan. Maybe. This is a confusing place.
Time for a firepower showcase.
Ow.
My bullets are faster than even my turbo.
I will say, I think the hip shot is
Is anybody hurt?
probably better than her ultimate.
Patience is a virtue.
Alright, let's see what this guy has to say. Panicked villager. This could be a chance. A chance to get us out of this mess. I can't talk to these people yet. I need to play dumb. Yes, I need to pretend I'm insane. Ha. As long as both sides think we're mindless lunatics, we can keep taking advantage of the chaos. So, there's definitely something going on here. That's a... You know what this reminds me of? This actually reminds me a little bit of like a desert version of Sumeru.
Time for a firepower showcase.
Bum.
Your defeat was statistically inevitable.
There we go. 3 shots, 3 kills. Don't come any closer. You outsiders. Look what you've done to Beiting. It's all your fault. Who is this guy? Okay.
Patience is a virtue.
I like your hat, bro. Uh-oh.
That's
Oh, it's one of these
weakness.
guys.
Noted.
I remember those things.
I'm yours.
Sandbreak. Yes, Sandbreak Containment Zone.
Forever and ever, Adjutant.
Ooh. Aqua. Ahem. I've heard a lot about the spindle system, created by the genius Fritia Ignis and Director Tau, but it seems there are still some inconveniences with it. Switching between investigation and combat modes isn't seamless yet. Guess I'll have to leave the random bits of data in this module for now. I'm sure that sharp-eyed adjutant will catch it right away anyway. You got a lot of confidence in the adjutant. Sharp-eyed. That's right, Boo-Boo. No need to worry. I even spotted the little fragments of data you had to frantically record into the combat module. But these seemingly ordinary bits and pieces are more than meets the eye. If only you had known more back then. If only you were a member of the Heimdall Force instead of a field agent. You know how significant these snippets of data are to me. Oh, I want to know what these snippets of data are now. Timid local. Hey, are you sure about this? You really want to interact with those outsiders? Candid local. Why not? They're just people like us, not monsters. But what if the elders get wind of this? Well, if we both stay quiet, maybe no one will notice. Those outsiders... Hey, stop moving! Outsiders? Well, they certainly won't say anything, so the elders won't find out. Hiding in the thick bushes of the oasis, Boo-Boo silently observed the 2 girls standing just a few meters away. They appeared to be around the same age. Judging by their attire, speech, and mannerisms, they were definitely Beijing locals. Pretty hot for Beijing locals. Strangely, one of them was changing into an outfit that clearly didn't belong here, with the help of the other. Oh, damn! Alright, done. I'm telling you, I've seen those outsiders that run around doing business. They usually wear something like this. I think I like this outfit better, though. Remember a few years ago? Someone important wanted to buy land in Beijing to build some kind of scenery. Her negotiators were all dressed like this. But... oh, stop with the buts. Let's go already. But where are we headed? And where did you get these clothes? She looks like that NPC who works for the Heimdall Force. Don't worry about where I got them. Believe me, you don't want to know. I want to know, though. I'm curious now. Where did she get them? As for where we're going, well, those Taigu Connect guys are herding everyone into the canyons, so we'll just go the opposite way. Oh, and by the way, there are eyes and ears everywhere around here. Damn. The more daring and decisive of the two stood tall, hands on her hips, scanning their surroundings as she spoke. A tree, a boulder, even a pond. You never know where an outsider might be hiding, eavesdropping for intel. Well, interesting you say that. There's literally an outsider eavesdropping on you right now. So, you just wear this. Walk around with me conspicuously and make those outsiders think I'm a local who is open to talking with them. Doesn't this seem kind of reckless? Got any better ideas? I do agree. I think you should go for it. Come on. If things go south, you won't be the one facing the consequences anyway. Help me out. We've been friends since we were kids. Oh man, childhood friends. If one of them was a dude, this would have been a romance. I can't take these boring days trapped here any longer. The outside world is waiting for me. I'm going to take any chance I get to go see it. Oh, so she's an adventurous type. She urged her friend, pulling and tugging her along as they quickly walked away. So many interesting clues here. Ahem. Field Agent Boo Boo reporting. The younger generation of locals is eager to get in touch with the outside world. From their words, it seems there's always been someone in Beijing secretly in contact with the outside world, and the young girl just now might have some intel on it. Oh, we're gonna get some intel on her. Maybe. Business. Buying land. Sanctuary. Come on, Boo Boo. Think, think, think. Just like back in training. Think like the adjutant. You don't want to think like the adjutant. These key words, combined with Beijing's current situation, and even the wider world's circumstances. Now that Omega's influence in Yaris is gone, the rest of the former directors who were mixed up with him will no doubt have their guard up. Our mission is to actively search for their hideouts, but if they've already caught on to this and know what we're up to, then there's a chance Those two locals were just pretending, putting on an act for me. Maybe they've known about me all along. They probably knew exactly why I was here. Then... The more I think about it, the more possibilities come up. But as long as I keep an eye on those two locals, I'm still in the game. Looks like I'll have to figure this out in my own way. Seems there's a lot going on in this one, too. From there, it seemed like Boo Boo did something the spindle system couldn't record properly. Maybe this part of the data she forcibly uploaded into the combat module had some gaps. Anyway, when I located her signal again in the system, this lively girl had already caught up with the two suspicious locals and gotten herself tangled up in a new conflict. Okay. Sounds like Boo is in a lot of trouble. Oh man, I am yawning so bad. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean to yawn so much. I was actually curious. I thought maybe we'd get to play Boo Boo, but I guess not.
Stay where you are! Your defeat was statistically inevitable.
Whoop.
It's like they don't even calculate their odds of success.
Missed that one. You know, once you get the hang of it, she's actually pretty good. Boo Boo's next chapter. Okay.
Is anybody hurt? This gun doesn't have an auto-load program? Time for a firepower showcase! Your defeat was statistically
There we
inevitable.
go. Gameplay. The red square is the start and the blue one is the finish. After stepping on the red square, it will light up and the puzzle challenge will begin. Make your way from start to finish by activating all the squares without retracing your steps. Okay. I've seen games like this before. Let's do this. Oops. That was pretty simple. I thought this was gonna be harder, but I guess not.
Is anybody hurt? Time for a firepower showcase!
Another game? Yep. And another one that's just easy. Bum, 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 bum.
Stay where you are!
Yeah, once you get used to Freetia's method of combat, it's actually pretty good. Do 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 do
Is
do.
anybody hurt?
Right, and that's the last one, I think. Done.
Not too bad, huh?
Good local. Hey, maybe we should just head back? After another short fight, I continued along Boo Boo's path and found those two Beiting locals again. They were still dressed the same, one in local attire, the other in a business suit, wandering aimlessly between the oasis and stone forest. Go back? You're already thinking of giving up? We've only been at this for a little while. What do you mean, give up? I never wanted to do this in the first place. You're so timid, local. You've always been so clueless. When are you going to start thinking smarter? Oh, so by thinking smarter, you mean wandering around until we get caught by those gunmen and thrown into the mine? That's much smarter. The mine? Oh, we can see a bit of Boo Boo's face in this one. Who's there? Darn. Oh, Boo Boo, you outed yourself. Who's there? Show yourself! I had to admit, I found the experience in the spindle system very strange. The system simulated everything so vividly. It felt like I wasn't just synced with Boo Boo's eyes and reports, but even catching some of her thoughts. When the word mine slipped from the local's lips, passing through Boo Boo's senses and into my own, I couldn't help but repeat it in my mind. Only afterward did I realize that I should have prioritized that word and the implications behind it. If I had acted on it then, the mysteries hanging over Beiting would have unraveled much sooner. But unfortunately, my attention was quickly diverted when Boo Boo and the two locals began their little exchange. The quirky field agent was about to put on an impromptu performance. Ouch! Oh my gosh, that hurts! I swear this rock's as sharp as a porcupine. Hello? Is anyone there? Help me, please! What do we do now? There's actually an outsider. Shh! Calm down. We're looking for an outsider, remember? Let's just go check it out first. Whatever. Ooh. Even the geomancer can't predict everything. Seriously. Tripped up by a ghost even in broad daylight. Guess it's just my luck. Tripped up by a ghost? A ghost? If twisting my ankle's the worst of it, it's not too bad. But looks like buying some land here in Beiting isn't going to happen. Hey, where'd you come from, Missy? The two locals rounded the stone pillar and stepped into Boo Boo's line of sight. Me? Where'd you two missies come from? The girl was clever, though her technique was a bit rough around the edges. At least she knew how to speak. At least she knew how to spook people like that right off the bat. What's your deal calling me Missy? I'm the Geomancer. Hasn't anyone taught you how to greet people politely? No wonder when I mentioned coming here to buy land, everyone at the company tried to stop me. It's not just the guns. Even the locals talk like they've been chewing on gunpowder. Chewing on gunpowder. Wait, what? She's here to buy land? Shh. She's here to buy land, so what about you? Don't forget who you're supposed to be now. Who is she supposed to be now? Oh, but right. I'm here on business. What are you two mumbling about? You gonna help or what? If not, just move along and stop blocking the Geomancer's view, alright? Sorry about that, you guys. I think I went out for a little... A sit up straighter? I might need to do some exercises, too. We'll see. Geomancer? So you're a fortune teller who is also a property dealer? I am quite adept at both, thank you very much. Now stop standing there and help. The bold local stepped forward cautiously extended her hand. But Boo Boo avoided direct contact, standing up casually. Hey, where do you locals live around here anyway? I've been circling the place for hours, but haven't found a proper village or even a single building. How am I supposed to know where to go to talk business? Oh, I see. No wonder you were hesitant. You're already helping out one of my rivals here, huh? Hey, nice outfit. Are you here to help your boss scope out the land and judge the feng shui as well? Yes. Hello? Don't worry. Beiting is huge. We could be after totally different pieces of land. So, what's the deal here, price-wise? Come on. A little hint won't hurt. So what's... Oh! Hunter! I just got raided? Hunter, thank you for the raid. Sorry you have to see me like this. I'm a little sleepy right now. Hey, did you hear me? Also, I hope you've been doing well. The local girl in the business attire seemed to be on edge. Her eyes fixed, looking over Boo Boo's shoulder at the other girl. Babies. Hey, welcome to the stream. You're looking awfully comfy this Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. I see boobs. Don't know what that gif is, but it looks like a hot woman. I approve. Are you really here for business? Stories, I'm working. The two local girls, one on each side of Boo Boo, started speaking almost simultaneously. Suddenly, the timid girl in front of Boo Boo rushed toward her companion, forcing Boo Boo to step out of the way. Right then, Boo Boo realized what the bold local behind her must have seen. What did you say? She didn't say anything. Uh-oh. Answer me. Are you really here for business? What business exactly? The candid local saw something. The bold girl was escalating the situation, and the timid one was trying to defuse it. All while, Boo Boo was quietly reaching for the pistol at the small of her back. The system captured Boo Boo's exact state in that moment. Shallow breathing, racing heart, surging adrenaline. Yet her face showed nothing. Perfectly composed. My business is saving folks from trouble, and I can tell exactly what you're thinking right now. If you really want to get out of this desolate place, you should... Uh-oh, did they cut off? Oh dear, okay, once again, the fragmented intel data in the combat module was interrupted. Just when I was nervous about Boo Boo being exposed, another round of battle data started running. Wait, what? What just happened? So she was she attacked and she had to run? Never mind. I don't care how many times they cut me off. No matter how many shots it takes, I will never give up. This is the fate I have already foreseen. She's foreseen this? I know she's like supposed to be a geomancer, but I don't know if she'd have foreseen this. Okay. Let's keep going. No Boo Boo this time either. I guess it's just all Freetia.
It's like they don't even calculate their odds of success. Is anybody hurt?
Oh. I think I know what to do with this one. Oh.
Who needs this the most?
These puzzles are pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the length of time doesn't necessarily determine how good or bad something is. You know, I write chapters pretty fast, but I think they're usually fairly decent. So it really depends on the content.
They don't even calculate their odds of success.
We're gonna go this way. That was actually way too easy. Alright, so we're trying to connect those little nodes is my guess. And where are we going now? Oh.
It's like they don't even calculate their odds of success. Time for a firepower showcase. Did my gear get heavier?
There. A lot of damage right there. So, this way.
Who needs this the most?
That's super easy. So now we're connecting to, yep, that one. And then I guess we go up to that and that. So we got a few more.
It's like they don't even calculate their odd time for a fire.
1, 2, 3, oh.
Your defeat was statistically inevitable. Is anybody hurt?
Simple enough. Uh-oh. Not what I wanted to do.
Stay where you are! Your defeat was statistically inevitable. Who needs this the most? Is anybody hurt?
There we go. So, one more maybe? No. Oh, that might be it. That was it. Never mind, I was wrong. There's nothing more to do here. There we go. Mission complete.
Not too bad, huh?
The puzzles are interesting. I wish they were a little harder, though. After an intense, simulated battle, the three of us disconnected from the spindle system. The hyper-realistic experience had taken a heavy toll on both our bodies and minds. This is even tougher than the real thing, Yao muttered, as she flopped down onto my lap, refusing to get up, despite my half-hearted attempts to nudge her away. Looks like the combat system module still needs a lot of tweaking. If every session's going to be this draining, we might as well just head to the real front lines instead. On my other side, Fritia was visibly flushed, still catching her breath. She looked just as worn out. Comfort Fritia. We only got this one option. Come here, Fritia. Take a break for now. We'll go over what we've learned once we've recovered. She gonna plop herself in my lap too? I reached out and gently wrapped an arm around her shoulder, letting her lean against me in a more comfortable position. Adjutant, I saw from the monitor at Director Tao's office that you've disconnected. Her hurried tone and footsteps hinted at urgency, but as soon as she pushed the door open, she froze mid-sentence. Is this a bad time? Too tired for jokes right now. Let's skip the small talk. Same here. Hey, could you pass me that bottle of water on the table over there? Changxing and I exchanged wry smiles. She closed the door and stepped over to us. handing Yao the water. Slow down. Don't let it go down the wrong pipe. You know what? I've done that before. Swallowed water down the wrong pipe. It's not pleasant. It is very, very unpleasant. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ugh, it'd jinx it. I was fine until you said that. No, it's not because we said that you were fine. It's because, I don't know. Definitely wasn't jinxing it, though. Yao downed half the bottle in one go, wiping her lips with the back of her hand. Yao down, alright, wiped her lips with the back of her hand, and finally sat upright, freeing my lap. Alright then. What's so urgent, Changxing? Did something happen? Not exactly. Since this was the Spindle System's first live trial, Director Tao had me monitor your biosignals and other metrics in real time. I'm surprised they had Changxing monitor it and not, I feel like there was someone else who was better at that. Whatever. Readings were completely maxed out. I thought something might have gone wrong. So I rushed over. Right as I reached the door, the system notified me you had all disconnected. But as I reached the door, it gave me quite the scare. We're fine. It wasn't dangerous, just exhausting. The simulation forces you to believe everything is real, which takes a toll mentally. But now that we've had a taste of simulated combat, I think we're starting to get the hang of it. Right, Professor Freetia? Zzz. So she's asleep. She's out like a light. The only response to Yao's question was Freetia's soft, steady snoring. When I turned to look, she was fast asleep, her brows slightly furrowed and eyelashes fluttering with every exhale. She must be completely spent. Adjutant, how about I take all three of you for a direct happy management? Take all three of you to the medical bay for a quick checkup, just to be safe. I don't even know what I was about to say. I really am tired. I'm starting to hallucinate. Just them. I need to find Tao and verify a few things immediately. But can't it wait? Oh, she looks like she wants something. Was she blushing right there? The sooner we clear this up, the better. Trust me on this. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm not going home. The letter was strange enough as it is, and with things so unclear right now, it's better to leave it be for the time being. Something tells me what's happening with her family is going to be super important soon. She stopped and stepped closer to help lift Freetia, who was still sound asleep, from my shoulder. Professor Freetia, wakey wakey, we should get going. I can manage on my own. No, you can't. Oh, come on. Just carry her already. That was my plan anyway, but as I carefully lifted Freetia into my arms, her soft, dreamlike murmurs made me freeze. Who is it? Freetia? They said they gave what should have been offered to it to someone else. Who is this it? That's what we all want to know. It's going to punish us. It definitely... What's it? What is it? We gave it what should have been offered to it to someone else. We deserve the... Oh, this is the scared the terrified local. Even though the art model is very different from the in-game model. Professor Freetia isn't still stuck in the spindle system, is she? Chang Xing, call the medical director. Get the Turbo Exosuit support team here too. Tell them to meet us at the medical bay, now. Uh-oh, so something's going on. On it. Half an hour later, outside the medical bay, I received results that were both reassuring and perplexing. Oh, we've got a researcher, and I've noticed, like, every single time they use an NPC, each one is, like, for a very specific character type. So I've seen this researcher a lot. Adjutant, we have figured out the situation. All of Freetia's physical parameters are stable. There is no immediate threat to her life. What's the problem then? Well, the only anomaly lies in the activity level of her theotropic nerves. They're operating at over 3 times the normal level. However, the researcher handed me the report. Her expression a mix of tension and confusion. This is the Tytogen concentration. This little number? My phone or my watch is telling me to move. I guess we can do a stretch. You know what? Since I'm tired, maybe I should do some squats. Hang on a sec. We're gonna do some squats. You guys gonna join me for some squats? Do this. Uh-oh. Something just happened. Can you guys... One of my screens just went out. Give me a sec.